not as bad as it sounds. It was born, the theory was born in 1973 with two dads, Erwin Altman and Thomas Taylor. The theory is very simple, and I'm sure you'll understand after I explain what it is. By learning about the theory, hopefully you'll realize how it's used in your everyday lives. But first we need to know what it is. So now I'm going to go into detail about what the theory is and how it's explained by the theorist. According to the book Social Penetration, The Development of Interpersonal Relationships by Altman and Taylor, the range of interpersonal events occurring in growing relationships will be encompassed within a single conceptual framework and collectively shall be referred to as social penetration processes. Also, according to the book, it is hypothesized that interpersonal exchange gradually progresses from superficial, non-intimate areas to more intimate, deeper layers of the selves of the social actors. So what does all this mean? It basically means that through communication you build relationships with one another. You start off by bumping into somebody at the train station and saying, hey, and then you build a relationship from there. You talk about your favorite color, talk about your favorite superhero, favorite movie, and then as you go farther in building that relationship with somebody, say it's the opposite sex, you're talking to a female, or a girl's talking to a boy, they say they start to like each other and want to take their relationship to the next level. As they talk more and more, they get into deeper levels of themselves. So people are like onions. Like in the movie Shrek, ogres are like onions, donkeys are like onions. We all have layers. So when we meet somebody, we meet them at the outer layer, which would be the public level. That would just be like favorite color, birthday, favorite movie, simple stuff like that. Then as you go into a deeper conversation and build a relationship, you get into semi-personal level. So say you're good friends with somebody, so they'll know more than just your favorite color and all that. They'll know a little bit about yourself and your family and just deeper stuff like that. And then say you and the opposite sex are building things up and getting more personal and becoming more, having more feelings for each other. You get into the personal level, which is stuff that you wouldn't normally just tell anybody or just not your friend. You tell only you and that person. Stuff you probably wouldn't even tell like your parents. So now that you know a little bit about the theory, let me give you some examples. Not everybody goes past their layers at the same rate as others. There's the breadth, depth, and breadth frequency explained in the book by theorists Altman and Thomas. So breadth depth is basically how deep you go into the layers, and the frequency is how fast you would go into it. So an example I have is just my own relationship with my girlfriend. So as I explained, like my example with my girlfriend, I'm sure you can all relate with your boyfriends and girlfriends. Like when you guys all met, you met at the public level, and you guys talked about your favorite color. You guys talked about the movie. You guys got to know each other, and then as you got past that public layer, you went to the semi-personal layer, talked about deeper feelings. Like for me, the semi-personal layer would probably be when we talked about what we liked what we liked or what we wanted to see in the opposite sex. So say she wanted to, she told me she liked buff guys. So in my mind I'm like, oh, well, I know the lunch line is over there, and I know the bathroom is over there, and I'm like, I'm pretty buff. I think she'll like me. And then after we got past that semi-personal layer, we got into the personal layer after being in a relationship where we tell each other pretty much everything. This theory is used today by businessmen over the world. They've changed the way they do things. They don't just focus on numbers and data. They actually try and communicate with each other and build stronger relationships with their business partners. So now that you know about the theory and how it's used, with some examples, let's sum it up. So basically the theory is like an onion. You can go layer by layer into a relationship through communication, and the biggest example, or the most relevant example, would be like